I'm Katie Lyne. I am from CivTech. We are part of the Digital Directorate in the Scottish Government. Does anybody know what CivTech means to the people who haven't seen us talk before? Fantastic, you will soon. Sorry?
Civic technology.
You were the first person to do that. Yes, technology, that's exactly what we're about. So, our mission is to drive daring and innovation in the public sector and the civic world. Just a small thing that we're going for there. But we want to see how we can create better digital public services and create economic opportunities whilst harnessing innovation. Like I said, just a small task that we're setting ourselves. So, how this came about was around 2015. We started doing some research kind of around the government's way of procuring digital services, how they tap into innovative companies. We knew that there were some pretty big tech companies in Edinburgh, like Skyscanner, FanDuel, you know, just a couple to mention. And we were just kind of like, why are we not using the power that's here to create a better Scotland for everyone, really? So we took this and we created our CivTech Innovation Fund. We spoke to tech SMEs, to startups who said, you know, what's going on? Why don't you get involved with the government? We spoke to the public sector and said, you know, why aren't you kind of engaging with these SMEs and everything? And we spoke to the citizens and kind of got their opinion. And basically, you might not be surprised to hear, the startups and the SMEs came back to us and said, the reason we don't get involved with the government is, have you tried bidding for a government contract? 5 years of accounts, there's all this paperwork to do it. We're like, okay, we get it, it's not the easiest process in the world, we'll see what we can do about that. And we went to the public sector organisations and we said, you know, what's kind of your problem around procurement? And they said, look, we do kind of have to write these strict, rigid contracts. Fair enough, we're dealing with public money, we want to make sure we get the best out of it, but we're not always sure about what we want, you know, and we kind of have to really be specific about things we're not always clued up on. We then went to the citizens, and again, as you might be surprised to hear, they said, how many times does the government come up with a solution or a service, and if they just ask me, the person that's actually going to use it? So we took all these things, and we put them into the flow. Basically, our flow, I'm going to annoy Alan here and just switch over to the other side. We go to the public sector organisations like SEPA, Transport Scotland, NHS, and we ask them for the challenges that they've got. So we don't want what you think you want or what you might need, we want the problem. So we take all these challenges, put them into our little CivTech filter, and we put them out to the digital ecosystem in Scotland. This is SMEs, startups, sole traders, academia. Basically anyone and everyone can apply for these challenges that we put out. You don't have to be an established company, you don't have to have all the accounts, all you need is a really good idea. We then take these applications and we take 6 per challenge, and they go through to our judging panel. They have Skype interviews with the challenge sponsors, so the public sector organisations who are setting the challenges, with technical architects and software developers to see the commercial opportunity and what's technically viable. After this, we take 3 of them into our exploration phase. This is a 2-week period where it was £2,000 for the pilot, but we're now going to give them £3,000 because costs are going up. And they get this money and the time to work on a prototype. We then take these prototypes, so again, this is 3 people per challenge, and they have basically a pitching session to the challenge sponsor panel as well. And then we take 1 through to our accelerator. Now the accelerator is a 3-month period. The teams are going to get £17,000 to work on a minimum viable product for the challenge. We work with challenge sponsors because they're the people at the end of the day that are using it. Their needs might change along with they're developing it, so they've got to talk to the people who are doing this. We also listen to the citizens, and we're kind of getting them involved, putting the citizen at the heart of the service that's being created. And we also talk to people within the industry because it's quite a nice community that we've got going on here in Edinburgh, and everyone's kind of helping each other out, and you get a really good cross-pollination of innovative ideas through this. Our accelerator also hosts like a number of visits, so the people who are in there are getting access to key decision makers, CEOs, CTOs. Now, these aren't guaranteed contracts at the end of it, but it's still making a connection within the industry. We look at these products, and then we have our demo day. So demo day is like our big show where we get to show off all the solutions that these companies have been working on for the past few months. Now, after demo day, technically they're done with the CivTech Accelerator, but we're not, one of the feedbacks that we got from people through accelerators was kind of after it's finished, you are kind of left to fend for yourselves. And we're like, well, we don't really want that. You guys have built, you know, companies and products. We want to support that. And so we'll use our connections and the links that we have within the industry to see how we can put these out to the global market. One of the problems that we looked at this time around was flood forecasting. So, I mean, we've had problems up in Braemar, up in Aberdeen with the floods, but they also had some in Paris, in India, Nepal. Just because there's a public sector challenge here doesn't mean there's similar ones throughout the world. So we're going to look at how we can do that. This is how we do it. It's called a form of procurement called pre-commercial procurement. It's a different form that's typically used, but as you can see, kind of mimics our flow a little bit, not coincidental at all. Like I said, the numbers have changed, but the key thing here is when we go to the challenge sponsors and we ask them for the money for this, what we tell them is you have the money that goes into the accelerator, but like I said, these companies are working on really innovative solutions for their public sector challenge. So what we would recommend is that they have a bank of money at the end of it, because you don't just want to let it go off into the ether and be done with it. You want to keep investing in that. So if it is a really good viable product, then we'll look at alternative funding for after the accelerator is finished. Like I said before, our accelerator has a really good cross-pollination of innovative ideas. Everyone's sharing it. You know, someone's come across a problem and they're just talking about it, and someone goes, "Oh, funny you say that, because I had that same problem 2 days ago. I can fix it for you in 5 minutes." I do put on my rose-tinted glasses and go, "It's really nice," but it's actually a really nice environment to work in. We also have workshops. Like I said, some of the people who are here, they don't have much business acumen. Maybe they've not done sales and marketing, accounts, things like that. And like I said, we want to support these companies so that they can support themselves once the accelerator is finished. So we get some really good industry leaders to run these workshops for them. Again, the access to public and private individuals. Have our fireside chats, which are kind of like our informal meet and greets, which are really good. Normally I have a line for this, but it's in my video later, so I won't spoil it for the rest of you. And again, we have the user and citizen groups who are coming in. It isn't just to get their opinion. I mean, it is to get their opinion, but you know, we want them to be involved. We're the government. We're doing things for them. They should have an idea about what's going on. Again, this was our demo day. Had over 160 delegates from public and private sectors, organisations. The companies who were there, all the companies made at least one contact within the industry that they could take forward as a potential business opportunity. We also had a lovely Mr. Wheelhouse who came and spoke and said some very nice things about us and was really engaged with the companies. Again, kind of gives them connections, and it lets people know what's going on within CivTech and what we're doing. So, the challenges that we had for our pilot. We had SEPA with flood forecasting and air quality monitoring, NHS, NSS with data visualization and accessibility, Transport Scotland, I'm not sure if many of you know, they're doing a small project around dueling the A9, so whilst we're doing that, we thought, how can we tap into that and make it even better than it already is? So with that, with the dueling programme, we don't want the local tourist destinations up and down the A9 to lose any business, so we want to see how we can keep improving their exposure and keep people going along there, but also how we can create a smart road, which is pretty interesting. Now we've got our wildcard challenges, so the top 6 challenges, they're kind of around questions, like I said, how can we do this and how can we do that. The wildcard challenge was a theme. We know that we need to get involved with this, we know that we need to be doing something around it, but we don't know what, hence Cybersecurity Wild Challenge. We also had our digital participation challenge. This was the brave person who was the pilot for our pilot. We ran a hackathon with Product Forge, and what we didn't tell the people in the hackathon was that if the person who won it had a really good solution, then we would actually take them forward and they would also be a part of the CivTech Accelerator. And so we get on to our responses. Now, like I said, SMEs and startups didn't really want to get involved with the government before. We released our challenges. We had 240 notes of interest, so people just interested in the challenges. And from that, we had 80 applications, and as it says on the screen, 89% of those were from smaller micro businesses. That is a huge difference to what we were seeing before with startups getting involved with the public sector. We had sole traders, established companies, relocators, one guy moved up from London to be a part of it, so people are pretty invested in this. Now, this was our solution for the flood forecasting challenge. So these are 3D printed, that's the sensor, and that's the monitor. And what you do is you take the sensor and you can mount it on a bridge or on a post near a waterway, and it'll basically monitor the level of the water. This then transmits to the screen, and it'll tell you, this is the normal level, maybe it's rising a little bit. Oh dear, your river's getting a little bit high, maybe get out and pack your belongings, save the children, save the dog, everything like that. This is really interesting. It's come quite a long way, I think, from the prototype that they had. And it's just fascinating with all the different bits of data and how it can really, that's going to be in someone's home. It could effectively help them save some of their treasured possessions, or even just be a little bit better prepared for something that really can be devastating. On the air quality monitoring, basically it's looking at how we can put together different software giants and how we can track the air quality going through the city and what that means for the people. So, I mean, I didn't think of it before I was working on CivTech, but there's Grangemouth just down Forth, and I didn't realise that all the stuff that comes out of there comes to Edinburgh as well. So what he's working on could give you an indication of where's a good place to go to school, where's a good place to buy a house, and how to better kind of improve your quality of life through monitoring the air. We then get to our lovely WallScope, so they were around the data visualization, and what they have is a dashboard that can monitor the different prescriptions that are in different areas. So you can kind of see it's there, the prescriptions for aspirin, and the ones for paracetamol, and hopefully with that you can track certain trends and maybe indicate, you know, societal problems or such that are indicating why people are having all these prescriptions. I don't have a visualization for this one because some of the things they're working on are quite confidential, but Symphonic we're working at how we can make the information that we have within the public sector more accessible. GPs, radiologists, people in hospitals, not all their information talks to each other all the time, and you think, well, it should, because just because I go to my GP with my broken arm, the radiologist should surely know things about this too. So they're looking at how the right people can have the right permissions to access the right data. We've then got Learn to Love Digital. They're working on improving the tourist destinations up and down the A9. So they've got an app which can broadcast different radio channels. And what will happen is, say, as you're traveling up and down the A9, you can download stories and things that you're interested in. And it also gives you alerts to destinations. So it'll say, like, you know, you're driving up and in 10 miles is a local castle, might have a deal on the tickets, and these are the stories that are related to it. So it's not just having the journey as a way from getting from A to B, but it's about creating a holiday around the journey as well. And then we have X Design. With their £2,000, they bought a car and drove up and down the A9. Their way of making a smart road is basically they're going to detect potholes before they happen. It's actually a really big problem in Scotland with all the lovely weather that we have. And it can be really costly and quite time consuming. At the moment, really the only thing that it's monitoring. Whereas what they're doing is working on a dashboard mounted app, and it will monitor, like as you're driving, kind of the, I always use this word, basically if it's a bump, it's going to monitor the bump and how serious that is, and if it could turn in a pothole with like certain weather forecasts, and it's also going to tell them when it would be most profitable and effective to repair that piece of road as well. Wallet services, they were one of our wildcard challenges. They were working on how we could integrate blockchain into our systems, so making it safer and more secure, and again being able to kind of access different bits of data. And then we have Ditto, who are also for the Wildcard Cybersecurity Challenge, and they are making it easier to be safer online, as they said, protecting good people. They've got the dashboard there that just makes it really easy to monitor all your different channels that you have online and see what sort of protections that you've got. I mean, half the time I didn't know what my Twitter, Facebook, things like that were saying, and with that, it makes it really easy and really manageable, even for people who don't have the technical skills. Next bit of lovely, exciting news, we are looking to release our next set of challenges. They will be coming in the next couple of weeks. They're going to be around tourism, health, we've got historic, environment. We've still got a really good spread of challenges that are going to come out. So if you're interested, that's our email. Send us an email. We're always up for talking to people. That's our wiki where you can find a lot of the other information. I am Katie. I can take any questions.
Great.